Before the ships crossed the Atlantic, before the chains clinked on foreign soil, there was a world already broken. This is the untold side of the slave trade, not from the decks of European ships, but from the heart of West Africa itself, where kingdoms rose, neighbors turned on neighbors, and human lives became currency. This is the story of how the Atlantic slave trade tore through the very fabric of West African life in the 1700s, leaving scars that still echo today. In the early 1700s, West Africa was not a single land, but a patchwork of powerful kingdoms. The Ashanti in present-day Ghana, the Dahomey in Benin, the Oyo Empire in Nigeria, and many smaller states scattered across the coast. Trade routes bustled with gold, salt, and ivory. But soon, one commodity would overshadow them all: people. European traders built forts along the coast, Elmina, Cape Coast, Ouidah, and behind these stone walls, a dark market began to thrive. The slave trade didn't start with Europeans storming African villages. It began with African rulers and merchants who saw opportunity and survival. To gain European weapons, gunpowder, and goods, some kingdoms turned to capturing their rivals. Raids and wars became profitable. Villages once bound by kinship now lived in fear of betrayal. Entire communities vanished overnight. Their men, women, and children marched in chains to the coast. For every person sold to the Europeans, many more died, in raids, on forced marches, or from disease and starvation. By mid-century, life in West Africa had changed forever. No one was safe. Coastal towns became war zones. Villagers slept lightly, terrified of being captured by night. Farming declined. Craftsmen fled their homes. Trade routes once filled with goods now carried only misery. Even those who weren't captured lived in the shadow of the trade, mothers hiding their children, chiefs negotiating for protection, and whole cultures torn between resistance and survival. Between 1700 and 1800, more than 6 million Africans were taken from this region alone. Their departure didn't just depopulate villages, it shattered languages, lineages, and lives. Some African rulers grew rich, others were destroyed, and across the Atlantic, entire civilizations were built on the suffering of those stolen shores. The echoes of that era still linger in lost family names, broken traditions, and the painful question that remains: what would West Africa have become if not for the trade in flesh and chains? The slave trade was more than a transatlantic crime. It was a war within Africa itself, a war that turned the living into the lost. And while the ships are gone, the shadows they cast still stretch across time.